What's up, guys? This is Heiss. We are here in Leighton Moreland's garage because once again, it is time for
model content!
Yes. So as you can see, it's been a minute since we've seen Leighton's layout, and many things have changed. Not him. He hasn't changed. He's still the same broken man that we know and love. But the trains, there are more of them. The tracks, there are more of them. There's things that do things.
We have a little dude.
We have a little dude that you saw in YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
It's kind of a worthless little dude, but so is the real thing.
It's a lovable, worthless little dude.
It is a lovable, worthless little dude.
A certain game lied to us about the physics and the capabilities of little dude, but alas, we're not here for that.
Right.
We're here for model trains.
And by model trains, I don't mean that. We do not like that.
What are you talking about? We love it. You know how many people were so angry about that thing?
All of them, including me.
Exactly. You're giving it attention. Attention is what the people, that is the metric by which we determine success. And that thing is annoyingly successful.
Yes. Deep sigh from behind the camera. Yes.
Single, at many tears, not all of them sweat because it is 80-something degrees right now in the garage. Because
yeah, it's hot in Colorado. Turns out that happens. Yeah.
Like brief minute that it's warm, but hey, I'm not like having to sit on the space heater to stay warm, so I'll take
pros and
seasonal
cons.
change.
So Leighton has been working on doing many of the very fun administrative things that make a layout function, like wiring things. And so we've filmed many a fun short here, but the layout's been in states of kind of working, partially working, yes working, not working, just depends on the day.
Yeah.
But today, you have something for us, yes?
I am going to show you lovable nerds how to install a tortoise.
Tortoise. Show the logo. Show the logo.
Oh yeah, show the logo, the tortoise.
We're not sponsored, but
Not sponsored by Circuitron, but hey, if you wanna reach out and hit us up,
yeah,
we can be bought.
Yes.
We're for sale.
Yes.
So, our task, whether we choose to accept it or not, because so long as we're here, we've chosen to accept something else, possibly deeper, much broken inside of us, is to make this go from, it's a little flicky switch, to this. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Editor is going to do a hell of a lot on this.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. So, our tools that we're going to need. First thing we're going to do is we're going to move the fragile buildings out of the way. Because when we're working on this stuff, we don't want to take things, no matter how annoying it is to keep moving them around, that are very valuable and very fragile, and accidentally crush them with our elbows. Because I'm not speaking from personal experience there.
Definitely not.
We're going to need some tools to install this. This is our tortoise. It is a simple DC stall motor contained within a plastic housing, brought to you by the lovely people at Circuitron. Motor current will send it all the way over, and it'll just stall and hang out there. This little tab here is where you solder all of your relevant stuff to. Now, if you're lazy like me, you would prefer to have a screw-in terminal, and that's what this little snap thing does. It just allows you to snap that on there, and now you have screw-in terminals. You're going to need a pair of good pliers. You're going to need a pair of side cutters. These are also known by something else. Some of you will say it in the comments. Because you're going to be cutting this stuff here. This is piano wire. In this case, this is 32 thousandths thick piano wire. And it's very springy, but it's very hard. If you cut these with your regular rail cutters, you will hurt these and you will feel stupid. Do not use these. Use this. This is a little template guide for drilling the holes that Circuitron makes. They also, in the paperwork for this, include a printout that also has this. But this makes life easier. This is like $5 very well spent. Something to mark with. A small Phillips head screwdriver, depending on the screws you're using. An assortment, or I shouldn't say an assortment, a collection of very small screws. And a drill. Use eye protection, kids. And now we go. Crackheads.
Alright, here's Leighton and here's Bev! Hi, Bev! And Ryder. Ryder, the new participant. Are you a star, Ryder?
Shooting star.
A shooting star. This is and Bev is just, she has claimed my feet for her own. Hi, Bev. So, we must come from above the layout.
But before we do that, we must do one thing that is mildly important.
Your face looks like a drill.
This is not a drill. I mean, that's a drill.
Yes.
I'm not a drill.
No.
I've been accused of being a tool quite regularly, but not in this context.
You look more like a hammer than a drill.
Well, I'm trying not to get hammered tonight. So, our little wire here, put a little bendy in it. Something I found that makes life a lot easier. Take that and drop that in our hole, and that gives us a much easier location to aim for. But now, we must dive.
Look at all them wires, man.
Look at all them chickens. All right then, so our first task is to take our little marking template thingy here, and we're gonna navigate through the hornet's nest of wires that all the electrical engineers in the audience will be autistic screeching at. Ah! Yes, and we're just gonna mark. We're gonna get this lined up about where the how the track is oriented. And actually now I realize that this one is at a bit of an angle. So we should actually have it oriented like this. No mistakes, just happy accidents.
Right.
Isn't that right, Beverly?
Yes. It's very much right. See what I'm committing to for the content right now? I'm lying on a garage floor, being attacked mercilessly. Bev!
Yeah, mercilessly by a Labrador.
Bev!
Yeah, you really.
Oh! What's Dad doing, Bev?
No, that doesn't feel right. We're gonna just double check our work here. As we put the thingy we were just using, but we can't find it.
Don't you slobber on my camera lens.
Beverly, don't lick the camera lens. Conductors are gonna get their...
They're gonna have a field day.
They're gonna get their money's worth with this. So we're gonna go back here and we're gonna do it right this time.
Okay.
Because apparently I did not actually get... This needs to be at a little bit of an angle as we drop the Sharpie, as is tradition. And we're just gonna mark there, there, and there. And look, the marks actually came where we wanted them to. Now we're going to come back in. We're going to take a drill with a 1/16 inch drill bit, our smallest and most breakable of drill bits that we currently have. We're going to come in. We're going to drill some holes. There we mark. And now we're going to get up and grab some screws that we should have brought down here, but for the sake of our knees, we've made a mistake. You can stay down there.
Okay.
I mean, you could work.
I was going to try and go up, but Bev decided to cuddle, and we're being butt buddies right now. Hi, Bev.
No, that's personal. We're going to take 4 of our smallest of screws that we have here right now. So we've got 4 corners here that we need to drill in, or we need to put screws into.
Right.
What I found works really well. The first 2 we put them in catty corner to each other.
Okay.
Such that you'll see a moment of brief genius.
Ladies and gents, you can tell because he's from Texas because he said catty corner and not kitty corner.
Well, we do have Kitty in the house now, so.
Sir.
Sir, yeah, you'll get some sir content later, I guess. Put that in there. Little ears here.
Ah. So it's not a through hole, it's an eared hole, so you can.
Yeah, if we do it at an angle, it makes it easy to be a completely uncouth jabroni and realize that it was supposed to be that we did it angled this way, and actually the track is angled that way.
Right. Did you just put that in?
I just put this in entirely in the wrong direction, yes.
Nailed it.
Entirely.
What are all those other Sharpie marks for?
You know what? Bring that down, not ripping any of the wires off of the layout in the process. And we're not going to put our screws in our mouth because that's bad practice, especially if you're being videoed.
It's fine. It's mouth cancer or something.
I don't know, maybe don't swallow. Just do it, but don't swallow the hardware.
Eddie Van Halen swore up and down that it was the metal guitar pick that he put in his mouth that gave him throat cancer, not all of the smoking. So, you know, there's some science there.
Rock and roll, man. Okay, so now we're gonna see that our little tortoise here has little ears on it, not through holes.
You'd like to see it?
And we're gonna take this, we're gonna make sure that we put our first 2 screws in, kitty corner to each other. And
inviting no comments.
we're just gonna make sure that that kind of just rotates in there. We're gonna realize that the first screw that we put in was not exactly in the right place. Or it is, but the tolerances are not tight enough to allow it to actually rotate. So, there we go. And now it just goes doing in there. That's how that works, right?
Just doing in there.
Just doing in there.
Hi, Bev.
Clearly. And we're gonna do the rest of these. Presumably this is gonna be on time lapse.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Just depends on the how I'm feeling as an editor that day.
Yeah, how spicy are you feeling?
Picante.
Picante.
Look at the backside of Leighton's head.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Now, we come to a bit that is actually mildly interesting.
Mildly.
Mildly, yes. We're gonna reach up here and clearly on the first try, grab our pliers.
Beautiful.
Yep. And we're gonna take our wire that we dropped in the tortoise, there's a little bar there with a hole in it.
Okay.
And we're gonna dink around with this till we get the bar into the hole, like that. These are not pliers.
Are those the rail cutters that you said not to use?
No, these are the things I said instead of using the rail cutters.
Ah, the things that we
These
can't.
are pliers.
There you go.
And we're just gonna put a little bit of a L in there in the wire, just bend that by hand. Next, we're going to come in here and we're just gonna hook into that little screw point there. Back the screw off a little bit. Get that in there. That's all screwed in. And now we have to go back up to the top because we're gonna test and see if what we put in actually works. Don't get away.
Don't worry about it, Bev. It's okay.
So I'm going to manually actuate this turnout. We see we've got a bunch of wires sticking up out of here. And now, going under here, underneath the layout, and just moving it with our hands, we're gonna double check to make sure that we've actually installed everything correctly and that it works. And lo, it does.
You love to see it.
Everything after this is relatively minutia, but first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna snip off the excess.
That would derail the train significantly.
That would significantly derail a train. It's still a little bit more sticking up here. We're gonna take a Dremel with, in this case, a grinding wheel on it. And grind that down there, and then...
What'd you think of those sounds, Bev? Were those high-pitched? Bev. Hi. Hi, Bev.
And now low. It clears the railhead. And that's how you actually install a tortoise. Everything after this is just the wiring of it. But for that, we can come back to doing this up top.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Because you've got them fancy blocks.
I've got them fancy blocks.
Terminal strip kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes. And now you can cut for a second.
Dogs.
Bless you. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so now that we've got our tortoise set up, we need to wire this bish. So the first things we're gonna do is on our snap here, the outer 2 wire ports are gonna be for the actual control for the tortoise. So we take these and then we just take our small flat tip screwdriver and we screw these in there. Next, I already wired the frog to this in a previous episode that you didn't see because it was never actually an episode.
What?
I mean, I did yeah, without telling you, Mark, I'm sorry. Yeah, I hate to tell you, I built most of this layout without it being filmed for content. It's almost like it's my personal hobby or something. I don't know.
Whack.
Crack is whack, yo. Okay, so now we're gonna get ready to install the wires that are for the actual powering of the frog. The frog already has a wire running to it. The frog wire is going to go here, so our power wires are going to go here. And you may wonder, how do you know which one goes where? I say I could figure that out if I actually stared at it on a wiring diagram or something, but I'm just going to put these in here for right now and connect them into the main power bus, and if they work, they work, and if they don't, I will flip them around, and then they will work.
Short circuits are fine.
It's model railroad, man. It's a whistle model railroad. Okay, going back under here. So now, we're going to go to the one we just installed. That is this one here. We have our little blue wire here. And we're going to take our screwdriver that we left up here.
Naturally.
And we're just going to put this in here. We're going to put that in that third hole there. If you look at the wiring diagram for these, I promise this will make sense. I'm guessing this is where I send you the wiring diagram for you to post. Okay, now we're gonna hook this in here. And, okay, we got these going off. We're gonna take our little suitcase connectors here and hook these into the main bus. Some people like these, some people hate these. Personally, I like these, so that's what we're going to be using. We're
You've just got a whole pile of them.
Yeah, it's a freaking sea of these dang things. So now, we're going to take one part of this, hook it onto our main, take the other end of it, and stick it in there, and then we're going to take the pliers that we put on the ground, and come back here, smush this in, and lo, we have an electrical connection. And rinse, wash, sneeze, repeat.
Yes.
That's how that goes. That's how you wash your hair, right? You sneeze every.
You sneeze in the hair, yes.
Yeah. I don't know what shampoo looks like.
This is what I get for making the comment about having taken my Flonase.
Yeah. Now
I get the sneezes.
Yeah. Now we're gonna run our power wire over here back to the switch. And
yes, because they're those are clamps. Those are not the bottoms of switches.
These are not the clamps. Yeah, not the clamps. And for right now, because I'm waiting for another one of these to come in, which will go here, we're just gonna hand twist these together, and that's just fine for right now.
What do you mean? That's not safe. Your model railroad's janky.
It's a model railroad. What do you expect?
Hi, Bev.
And you may have just heard the thing go. So the thing did the thing.
It did do the thing.
And now, we go over here, and if you zoom in on that there, yeah. And now for my next trick, we're gonna see if I got lucky on getting the frog actually wired correctly. You heard an engine start going off back there, and we're gonna take our favorite little dude Betsy here, once we find the controller, and we're gonna bring this little fella over here. There. That frog is not yet wired, and the wheelbase of this engine is smaller than the frog.
It is a very cute little dude.
It is just a function of it being a tiny dude, so.
You could install a Keep Alive, but you'd have to take the boiler off.
I legitimately can't find a place for it. All right, apparently, I am shorting, so the thing is not doing the thing, so that means that I just need to go flip those red and black wires. So now, through the magic of editing, I will have just done that.
Snap your fingers, damn it. It doesn't work.
And now, it works!
Look at that.
And that's how to install a tortoise. And in what in an edited format will be under 5 minutes. In reality, this took us like 30.
Details.
And here we go.
Rager!
But that's the end of the video!